What's up guys, Cinestalker here for a new video, and in this video right up here it's a fun little movie review video for you guys. So a nice little stack of some good titles that came out today on Tuesday, May 17th and stuff that came out recently. I have my thoughts and opinions of to share with you. So let's get down to it right now and begin with the reviews. All right, on to the reviews right now. And if you guys enjoy this kind of videos and things like that, me doing the reviews, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this bad boy, share it around. Helps out with the algorithm, helps me out, and it's free to do. Let's get down to it right now. I'm gonna start off with some Paramount Pictures releases. All these ones I'm talking about came out today. Got all these for review thanks to Paramount. Thank you so much. Let's get down to it right now. And this one up here is a great 80s classic. It's out in 4K for the first time up here. And that is Beverly Hills Cop 2, the classic right there. Axel Foley is back, and you know, it's directed by Tony Scott, who just came off directing the blockbuster summer hit Top Gun. Does this one up here. Here's the back of it. Great fun stuff. This one has Judge Reinhold. Got a nice little cameo appearance by Gilbert Gottfried. You got Bridget Nielsen, who plays a real bad guy in this thing, and so much more. Great 80s fun. I just recently watched this a few days back and definitely thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I like this one the most. I like the part one for sure, but I think I like this one a little bit more. I don't know what about it, but it's a great humor, great buddy cop comedy movie with some good action sequences. Awesome soundtrack to this thing, and just do 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 do. That's my rendition of the theme of this classic right up here, and just some fun stuff. So got this awesome slipcase. Look at that, and this looks fantastic on 4K. Sounds superb too. Sure looks like inside. I got the digital code turned around. That's what that is right there. In case you want to get the digital code for that, or what have you, and you get the disc right there. Nothing else inside, but just a great fun one with this is the Beverly Hills Cop 2. Definitely enjoyed this one. Definitely great 80s classic is this. Fun stuff. Like I said, this is probably my favorite one in the franchise. I just love how it showcases like LA back in like 87. You get the cool fun signage, the people with the drinks, and the clothes, the style. Great comedy in this thing. Eddie Murphy at his best in this. 80s Eddie Murphy is like the best right there. This one is fantastic. So you get Judge Reinhold in this thing. Funny stuff. Another 80s iconic actor, of course, in so many movies. And this is a great one up here available today. If you're a fan of this franchise, definitely go out and seek this out. All right, next up here, also on 4K. These will all be 4K ones I'm talking about. And this one's starring Mark Wahlberg, and that is Infinite right up here. And I believe this came out on Paramount Plus. I think it was made for that, but now it's released on 4K. Never seen it before, and until I get this to review. And it was a pretty good action movie. It pretty much takes place it's kind of like reincarnation. Mark Wahlberg, he's like at the beginning of this movie though, he's like super smart, but he's not really sure why he could do all these things, like make swords and knows all these like languages. He can just pick up on stuff real easily, but he's not really sure why. And in doing so, these people come to his life and try to bring him to like this secret society sort of thing of reincarnation. They're out there to save the world from a bad guy that wants to put an end to it and plans to destroy humanity. So it's up to Mark Wahlberg to stop it in Infinite in all its action glory up here. This movie was pretty fun, pretty good popcorn movie. Not for me, not a whole lot of rewatch value, but definitely something to watch at least a couple of times. But definitely a pretty fun one was Infinite. Not bad, pretty good action flick, pretty good action sequences. A little bit of some elements of it can be a little bit corny at times, but for the most part, it's pretty good. I definitely enjoyed it for the most part, and so it's a good popcorn flick, something to watch on TV on the weekend. Get your family there or whatever, your friends, or just by yourself. Get some popcorn or pizza and some soda. Pop this on. You'll have a good time with Infinite right up here. This house also has some behind the scenes footage and things of like that nature up here. But I said it looks really good on 4K. Sounds really good. Mark Wahlberg's a good actor. Can't go wrong with him right there. But I said a pretty cool movie. Here's the disc right there, a digital code in that. This is available today. Also, like these ones I'm talking about, May 17th. So if you're a fan of this, you just want to check it out for the first time, definitely a pretty good one to check out. So for me, Not a whole lot of rewatch value. Watch it a couple times, you'll probably be okay with it. But that's just my personal preference. But definitely a good first time watch of this. It's not boring. It's pretty fun. It's a little by about 2 hours long, but it goes by pretty quick. It's pretty good. It's not that bad. Infinite, definitely I would say check it out. And last up here from the Paramount's Presents line is like all-time classic. I believe the 60th anniversary edition of this is today. And this is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance up here. Classic Western. This is in 4K. You also get the Blu-ray with this too. I think this is the first time the Paramount's Presents line is doing this in 4K. I could be wrong. But they mostly do Blu-rays of it, the releases, but this one is fantastic on 4K. Love that cover art, has that kind of like that nice shine, the black and white right there, a little bit of sepia tones in it throughout. You get the all-time great cast. This is directed by John Ford, all-time great director of Westerns and that kind of deal. You got John Wayne, James Stewart, and Lee Marvin as Liberty Valance in this one. You also get a nice gatefold up here of the original poster art. All-time classic. I remember I seen parts of this a long time ago on TV, but it's my first time checking this out in its entirety. Great movie. I'm not really a big Western guy, but this one might be my favorite Western just to watch. It was just a great movie, classic to watch. John Wayne, James Stewart, fantastic performances by them. Legends of acting for sure. Which takes place as James Stewart's character. He's like a higher up society now, but he goes back to his town where his buddy John Wayne passed away, so he goes there to attend the funeral, and there's these reporters there, and he tells him a story of Liberty Valance as this bad guy who has ties with James Stewart, and in shooting so he tells his story, the events that led up to that moment, and what changed his life, and this awesomely great, beautiful story, great Western story. I believe I was watching some of the extra features of this thing. Great features. Got a great little interview with Leonard Maltin talking about how this movie was made. It was on a soundstage in Paramount around California back in the day. And it's 1962. And they wanted to get this done in black and white. This looks really good in black and white. I don't know if you're fans of black and white movies, but man, they look really great on 4K. There's something about black and white on 4K. It just pops. It looks so good, so vivid. Great sound. Good stuff is this. Great movie. Keeps you on the edge of your toes. I really enjoyed it. Great story, of course, cinematography. Classic, you know what I mean? Amazing stuff is this. And I'll show you what it looks like inside. And so right up here, you have the 4K disc. You get the Blu-ray with the special features. If you get this, definitely check out the special features. They are fantastic. And here is a little split right there. One side of like a little bunch of collage photos, what they do with Paramount's Presents lines. Always put a nice little collage of photos of the movie in itself inside there, and there is a one right there with John Wayne. But just a great movie about two guys kind of don't get along but kind of get along and cross paths, and this is just a great performance, great movie, great stuff. I don't want to give too much away, but it's fantastic stuff. 1962. If you like all-time classic movies, if you're a fan of Westerns, definitely check this out and pick it up. Give it as a gift. It is really good stuff is this for sure. So beautiful slipcase of this thing. Great stuff. Next up here, we're going to go to some stuff I got from Arrow Video. I believe these already came out or about to come out. I'm pretty sure they already came out like a week ago, some of these ones, like the one I'm starting off with here. And that is Wild Things, 98's Wild Things. This is the special limited edition collector's box set of this. I think this came out like a week ago or so. But I love the artwork of that thing. With that blue, kind of has like this, summer kind of vibes to it. Great cast. You get Kevin Bacon, Nev Campbell, Matt Dillon, and the beautiful Denise Richards, of course. Great stuff. Kind of like a thriller noir 90s movie. Great soundtrack. Real sexual movie is this. Like, remember watch this back when? Yeah, hot stuff was this. Watch this on HBO back when. Great stuff of intrigue and mystery. Not really sure who to trust in this movie. You also have Bill Murray in this. He plays a lawyer. Funny performance by him. But just a great stuff with Denise Richards and Nev Campbell, like high school students, 18 about to graduate, and she's like a rich girl. Get involved with Matt Dillon. He's a counselor, teacher guy, and Kevin Bacon's a cop in the scene. All this stuff goes on, all this turmoil goes on, and he's involved with her. but you're not really sure to trust, and there's like a lawsuit with money involved. I don't want to give too much of the story away. You guys probably seen it, but people that haven't, I want to give too much away. But if it's a great classic late 90s thriller, kind of a noir quality to it, and is very hot, very hot movie with Denise Richards and Neve Campbell. Some of the scenes, yeah, it's yeah. Be sure it looks like the contents of it inside. There it is, all emptied out. But it's a beautiful job with this, as everybody always does. It was a great job on their box sets. Loaded up with all kinds of features on. This looks fantastic on 4K. Never seen it look and sound so much better. It is great. Loaded up with all kinds of interviews and features. So I'll put this to the side right now. Show you what the discs and everything like that looks like. Here's the case up there. Great stuff is this. I haven't watched this in so long, this movie, and it's great to revisit it again. And there's like a nice some lobby cards up in here. Denise Richards, Neve Campbell, Kevin Bacon. There, Kevin Bacon. Some Matt Dillon right there. And then, yeah, sexy Denise Richards. Oh my, oh my. She just finished off doing Starship Troopers, and after that she did this movie, which really heightened up her career at that time for sure. If you grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, you definitely know about Denise Richards and stuff of that nature. And there's a nice little booklet up here of the movie, nice little write-up of the director that did this and things of that nature. Great, great stuff. And here you can also get a poster in here too. That was the classic one that was on the VHS tapes and all that kind of deal back when. Definitely a great one to check out and add to the collection for sure. If you're a film lover, this one's a great one just to have. Still holds up to this day. So it's the unrated edition of it. Definitely a lot more steamier scenes and that kind of stuff involving Neve Campbell and Denise Richards. Like, yeah, like I said earlier, it gets hot. But anyway, good stuff is this. Definitely a great one to check out late night. On the weekend, you watch this late night, perfect, with a little beer or a mixed drink. Pop this on, you're doing it right. So yeah, definitely highly recommend pick up the special edition of this wild thing. So good. Next up here is a fun early 80s slasher made in, I believe, 1982. And is this one up here, Girls Night Out, here on Blu-ray. Awesome slipcase. Love the little shine it has right there. You see on the claws, on the killer mascot that's on the loose in a sense. In this great early 80s fun B slasher flick is this. You got a Hal Holbrook in this thing. You also got his son, David Holbrook, is in this movie too. You know, Hal Holbrook wrote a bunch of good movies back, a lot of good 80s stuff, a lot of horror stuff he's been in. And so I just love this slipcase. Remember, I have this on DVD of it, a bare bones edition DVD. This thing is loaded up on Blu-ray. Let me take out the slipcase. Here's the original artwork. If you guys are familiar with the VHS or the DVD, it'll look like that. I switched up the covers. You can put this one on there too, but I want to get the original one. And I love how it looks in the back right there. Very almost reminds me of reminiscent of like a VHS tape they would put right there with the girls looking all scared to kind of sell the movie. Pretty much takes place as like, you know, these college types, you know, fraternity types or partying and whatever. There's a couple of geeky guys, of course. You get the jock types, and this one night, David Holbrook, his girlfriend, breaks up with him at a party and like embarrassed him, so he's all like PO'd and stuff like that. Then after that, there's all these murders going on, and not really sure who's doing it and that kind of thing. And then the killer takes out the mascot, who is this owl creature of DeWitt University, and his name is the university. And goes on a killing spree wearing this outfit. He has like these claws reminiscent of Freddy Krueger's glove 2 years before Nightmare on Elm Street even came out. So maybe they get the idea for Freddy's claws through this movie, because you get 4 claws and he's like slashing them up. So I don't know, but maybe it's something to that. Who knows? But yeah, good stuff in this thing. Then the killer says all these things to the women, like in this weird voice. I want to give away, it's a nice little twist ending. As these early 80s slasher flicks, like they always have a twist ending. So I want to give too much away, because we'll give it away, of course. But it's a nice little twist of who you think it might be, and then it's not. That's what they always do in those 80s slashers, and there's pretty fun stuff. As I remember watching it a long time ago. I thought it was just all right, but we watched it again recently. It looks fantastic on Blu-ray. Definitely a fun watch. Kind of an unknown slasher flick. Not really popular, at least I don't think it is as much as other ones. So it's definitely going to check out. If you like kind of lesser known horror flicks, kind of on the search for something different, definitely check this one out if you're a fan of horror flicks. Load up all kinds of features, commentary, interviews, some of the actresses and actors in this movie, and all kinds of stuff like that. Old school trailers of it, and how every video always does. They load it up, you know. And here's the look of it inside. You get the disc up there with the great disc art, and you get a nice little booklet inside here too. I'll show you some of that right now. Pretty good kills in this thing. Like I said earlier, the killer says all these like things to the women, like "you dirty whore, you dirty whore, you slut." He says all these like dirty things when the killer kills the sorority women in this thing, and whomever is on its warpath, guys and girls, doesn't matter. He'll say, "you dirty old slut." It's like it's really weird, but it's fun. I like it. It kind of reminds me of New Year's Evil with the voice a little bit too. But yeah, good stuff. I thought it was fun. You know, I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one to revisit again and to watch, and definitely looks never better than ever in this edition of it. Definitely a fun one to check out for sure. Is Girls Night Out. Next up here, also from Arrow, we have Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, starring Robert De Niro as the monster of Frankenstein. This early 1994 movie. It came out right around after Bram Stoker's Dracula. They made this, I think, probably to capitalize on the Mary Shelley thing that was going on at that time, that had that phenomenon. And pretty good movie is this. You know, pretty much Dr. Frankenstein. He learns how he's like obsessed with, you know, reanimating life, and he gets this doctor that has like these secrets of doing it, these electrodes. They use sort of reminiscent of the original Universal one, but they add their own little touch to it. They use like electric eels to power up the cadavers and that kind of thing, with the electrode things on them. And they get these different body parts, and they construct Robert De Niro as a monster, and he's like all, you know, different body parts and that kind of thing, and all this stuff goes on. So he gets abandoned, De Niro, the monster, by Frankenstein, and Frankenstein goes on to live his life in a sense, but he's hell-bent on getting revenge of finding him, because he has like the brain of this doctor. So he's kind of smart, Robert De Niro, in this one. So it's a little bit of a different take of it, and you have a nice sympathetic quality to him too, and pretty dang good at makeup effects in this thing. Good, intense movie at times. So I haven't watched this in so long, so when I got this to review, it was great to check out again. Definitely a lot better than I thought. So remember when I first saw it a long time ago, I thought it was always kind of like whatever, but rewatching it again, definitely looks good. I like the quality of it. Fun one to check out. Good take on it, and the makeup does look good as the monster of Frankenstein. It's like a little booklet of the film, you know, and certain things of it. And there's Robert De Niro, right there in his bloody glory. But it's just a great, pretty nice ending to it too, of how they did this, and just a great performances by all involved in this movie. I thought it was really well done, really well made, and it looks fantastic. They're ready to remaster this on 4K. It looks so good on 4K. Definitely good stuff is this. Looks awesome. Last but not least, from Arrow Video, I'm going to talk about this one. That is martial arts goodness, and that is One Armed Boxer. Funny what this is, co-founder from the Shaw Brothers went on to make Golden Harvest Studios in 1970, and so it's one of the to rival up with the Shaw Brothers films of martial arts kung fu flicks. So he did these series of movies, One Armed Swordsman and things like that. This is One Armed Boxer up here, and good stuff is this, competing against the Shaw Brother Studios is Golden Harvest. So this is pretty cool to check out if you're a fan of martial arts stuff. This looks fantastic on Blu-ray. One Armed Boxer. There's like a student named Yu. He's one of the best martial arts students in his class, in his school. Then one day, a big massacre happens over there, and so he's pretty much like left for dead and wounded. But he takes it upon himself to get revenge on the culprits that did it to him, and so he has this magical elixir stuff. He gets to go out there and just kills and takes revenge upon himself. What happened to him and that kind of deal. So yeah, good stuff is this. Good martial arts goodness is this. Good revenge kung fu action is this. This is loaded up with a bevy of extras in this thing. And I'll show you what's like inside. Take out the slipcase. Love that slipcase. Here is the disc. A great, incredible disc art. And you also get the reversible slip sleeve, which I'll probably switch it out to that one because that one looks so much better, I think. Just love how that looks. This booklet right up on the film. and a brief history on Golden Harvest Studios and how it came about and that kind of thing. So good stuff in that. Great interviews with film historians of this film too in here in the extras to talk more about that in depth. So definitely a good one to check out if you're a fan of martial arts films. Check out One Arm Boxer is definitely one that will not leave disappointed. Great kung fu goodness for sure. All right, next up here from Ronin Flicks, we get this classic good one of revenge and just one that's rough to watch, but it's all-time classic, and that is I Spit on Your Grave, and wonderful 4K of this grimy all-time classic right up here. Awesome revenge movie. Rough to watch though. This young writer, she goes out to like middle of nowhere to kind of get ideas and kind of take a break. She's from New York, and she goes to this like little small, like, you know, little nowhere hick town, and then sleazebags. This one guy's kind of a little bit off. This like nerdy guy. He's like a delivery man, and he sees her. He kind of falls for her. He tells his buddies, and his buddies get curious, like these like horned up perverts. And she's out there just trying to relax and stuff, and they see her, and they make it a plan to go take her and like just rough her up and rape her. It's horrible, and it's just some horrible rough stuff to watch. She gets like roughed up throughout this horrible ordeal that takes place from afternoon till night. It's rough to watch. Then the nerdy guy of these guys, she's supposed to kill her, doesn't really kill her, so she's left there, and she heals up after the course of a few weeks or so or longer, and she takes upon herself to take revenge on the evil people that done stuff to her back there, and kills them one by one in some of the worst ways possible. Some of the most famous scenes is this guy gets his hot dog cut in the bathtub, and blood begins to spurt up like a geyser. So yeah, good stuff to watch just for that, especially in 4K. Yes, you get 3 discs right up here. You get the 4K, which is right there. You get the Blu-ray, and you also get a nice behind the scenes, sort of like a deleted scenes and all kinds of stuff on the 3rd disc right up there. And this looks really good on 4K. Not that it's a grime movie. Not that it's like a real rough, grimy one to watch. But if you like that kind of stuff and that kind of grime, this is a good one to check out. So it's uncut, uncensored, raw, and it's crazy. Good commentary track on here by Joe Bob Briggs, an old retro one. You also get, like I said, 4K scan. You get new featurette location. You get it loaded up with all kinds of extra features of this thing. So if you're a fan of this movie, this is the ultimate edition of it to get and to have in your horror collection. Goodness is I Spit on Your Grave. And last but not least, we have one up here from MVD Visual Line and VCI, and that is J.D. Feigelsen's Dark Night of the Scarecrow 2. This one up here is I was looking forward to checking this one out because I was a big fan of the original Dark Night of the Scarecrow, made for TV movie, I believe, for NBC back in 1980. Classic one is this. This one is really good. This one is not so good. Really has nothing really to do with the original. No real ties. Couple small little reference of the original one to this. Other than that, it's a scarecrow killing people. It has no good story value. No pain in the butt bad guy like the evil postman. No Bubba sympathetic character in this one right here. Micro budget horror flick. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fun. Let me some micro budget horror, indie horror stuff. This one was just very boring, really bad, like the CGI effects and just like kind of amateur acting involved in this one. So definitely don't check out the Dark Knight of Scarecrow 2. So I was looking forward to it. I was a little bit disappointed in it. This was not what I was hoping. There's a couple okay things, if that, but other than that, it's not really that good. It's really not that good. So yeah, I mean, if you see this, don't get it confused with this one. Just get the OG one up here. This is from VCI 2. Yeah, get the old. It's on Blu-ray too. The Dark Knight of Scarecrow, the original one. That's classic. This one, yeah, it's just Scarecrow. No one really cares. Story's kind of weak. Yeah, it's not that great. That's it for my review. So if you guys like what I did in this video, I had a nice little stack of some goodness of plenty, a nice variety pack of movie loving goods. So if you're a fan of movies and that kind of stuff like me and that kind of deal, Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you guys are watching. I think about 60% of you guys that watch my stuff are not subscribed, so make sure if you watch it, subscribe. It's free and it keeps up with what I'm doing and that kind of thing if you like what I do. Like I said before, give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Share it around. Helps out with the algorithm. Helps me out. Spread the word of the Cinestalker fun out there. And I'll catch you guys later in the next video. I'll see you then, and bye-bye. And of course, links down below if you want to get these titles out more. Now, bye-bye.